Have you ever wondered what really happened to the cast of Seinfeld? After the greatest sitcom of all time ended, their paths took directions that no one could have predicted. Today, we're going to take a look at their lives. Before he was Morty Seinfeld, Jerry's principled yet lovable father, Barney Martin, born March 3, 1923, had an impressive real-life career. He was an NYPD detective for over 20 years and a U.S. Air Force navigator in World War II. He stepped into the role of Morty at 67 and turned the character into a fan favorite. Despite his success in show business, Barney lived a quiet, grounded life away from the limelight. He also made his mark on Broadway as Amos Hart in the musical Chicago, 1976, singing the song Mr. Cellophane, a perfect metaphor for his own career, quiet but unforgettable. Barney Martin passed away on March 21, 2005, at the age of 82. Playing a character famously based on co-creator Larry David, Jason Alexander, born September 23, 1959, created one of television's greatest anti-heroes. George Costanza was a walking embodiment of anxiety, insecurity, and self-sabotage. Yet somehow he remained relatable and hilarious. After Seinfeld, Alexander faced the classic curse of being typecast, with the public unable to see him as anything but George. Despite this, he's maintained a successful and diverse career, especially on the Broadway stage, where he is a Tony Award-winning actor. He remains a respected actor, director, and performer, even if George Costanza is his most enduring legacy. Born December 3, 1922, Len Lesser turned Uncle Leo, the loud, overly enthusiastic uncle, into one of TV's most memorable characters, despite appearing in only 15 episodes. His signature arm-waving, "hello," is iconic. Behind the comedy was a decorated World War II veteran who spent decades as a hardworking but often uncredited character actor. A graduate at just 19, he enlisted the day after the attack on Pearl Harbor. Seinfeld changed everything, turning him from a background player into a beloved star. Len Lesser passed away on February 16, 2011, at the age of 88. Julia Louis-Dreyfus, born January 13, 1961, is the one who famously broke the Seinfeld curse. Elaine Beans created a new kind of female character for television. Sharp, independent, bold, and unapologetically herself. After Seinfeld, her career never slowed down. She won Emmys for The New Adventures of Old Christine, and then shattered records with 6 consecutive Emmy wins for playing Vice President Selina Meyer on the hit show Veep. In 2017, just a day after her historic win, she announced she had breast cancer. She faced her battle publicly, inspiring millions with her courage and optimism, and announced she was cancer-free a year later. Today, she is not just a comedic icon, but a symbol of resilience. Born April 22, 1928, Estelle Harris joined Seinfeld in 1992 at the age of 65. As Estelle Costanza, the loud, overbearing mother you couldn't help but love, she became a pop culture icon. Her shrill, high-pitched voice and exaggerated expressions perfectly embodied the stereotypical Jewish mom the show needed. Harris didn't seriously pursue acting until she was in her 40s, after her children were grown. It was Seinfeld that truly made her a household name. Alongside Jerry Stiller, she formed one of TV's most hilariously dysfunctional and beloved parental pairs. Beyond the show, she voiced Mrs. Potato Head in the Toy Story franchise. She was married to Cy Harris for nearly 70 years until his passing in 2021. Just a year after losing her life partner, Estelle passed away peacefully in her sleep at 93. She proved to the world that it's never too late to shine. Born April 10, 1929, Elizabeth Liz Sheridan became a familiar face at 62 as Helen Seinfeld, Jerry's loving yet overprotective mother. Appearing in 21 episodes, she was the only non-main cast member to appear in all 9 seasons. Behind the doting TV mom was a life of unexpected turns, including a deep, passionate romance with a then-unknown James Dean. She kept the story a secret for decades before revealing it in her memoir. Before Seinfeld, she was already known for playing the nosy neighbor on ALF, 1986 to 1990. She found lasting happiness with jazz musician Dale Wales, her partner of over 40 years. Liz Sheridan passed away on April 15, 2022, just 5 days after her 93rd birthday, closing a chapter in TV history. With his wild entrances, bizarre physical tics, and otherworldly logic, Cosmo Kramer wasn't just a character, he was a cultural phenomenon. The role catapulted Michael Richards, born July 24, 1949, to the height of fame, earning him 3 consecutive Emmy Awards for his work of physical comedy genius. But the higher the rise, the harder the fall. In 2006, a shocking racist outburst at a comedy club was caught on video, and the resulting scandal effectively ended his career. Once a beloved public figure, Richards became a pariah. In the years that followed, he almost completely disappeared from Hollywood, living a reclusive life. He recently reappeared in the final season of Curb Your Enthusiasm, poking fun at himself in the controversial Seinfeld finale, perhaps as a gentle act of closure for his longtime audience. The mastermind and namesake of the show, Jerry Seinfeld, born April 29, 1954, played a fictionalized version of himself. After the show ended its historic run in 1998, Jerry returned to his first love, stand-up comedy. Instead of jumping into another sitcom, he chose a unique path. In 2012, he created Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee, a simple but wildly successful passion project. With an estimated net worth approaching $1 billion, Jerry Seinfeld isn't just a legendary comedian. He's a savvy businessman who turned observations about everyday life into a media empire. He proved that even after creating a cultural phenomenon, you can still find massive success on your own terms. Born June 8, 1927. Gerald Isaac Jerry Stiller was one of America's most distinctive comedic icons. At 66, an age when most people are retiring, he experienced a remarkable career renaissance playing Frank Costanza, the hot-headed and hilariously irrational father. The role didn't just earn him a prestigious Emmy nomination, it endeared him to millions. But behind the laughter was a life of loss and hardship. A child of a poor Jewish immigrant family in New York, he put his dreams on hold to serve in World War II. Afterward, he met Anne Meara, who would become his comedic partner, life companion, and soulmate for over 60 years. Together, they were the iconic 1960s duo Stiller and Meara. The pressures of fame nearly tore their marriage apart, but instead of breaking up, they stepped away from the stage to save their relationship. After Seinfeld, he found success again as Arthur Spooner in The King of Queens. Stiller's life was a testament to enduring love. He and Meara were together until her death in 2015. On May 11, 2020, Jerry Stiller passed away at 92, leaving behind a legacy as a devoted husband, a loving father, and the warm heart behind that famously grumpy face. Richard Hurd, born September 26, 1932, didn't land his most recognizable role until he was 60. He played Mr. Wilhelm, George Costanza's eccentric boss who always seemed both serious and completely out of control. Behind the quirky character was a life of resilience. Hurd's father died in World War II, and he himself suffered a serious injury while serving in the Korean War. He turned to the arts to heal. Before Seinfeld, he was a respected dramatic actor with notable roles in serious films like All the President's Men, 1976, and The China Syndrome, 1979, as well as sci-fi classics like V and Star Trek, Voyager. Richard Hurd passed away on May 26, 2020, at the age of 87. The video's over, but the feeling lingers. What's sitting on your heart right now? Share your thoughts. Let's keep the conversation going.